Hi, this is Steve here, and in this video I want to talk about creating a small home office network or home network to connect computers together and to connect those computers to the internet. And we're going to start by looking at a wired configuration, and then we're going to move on and look at a wireless configuration. So let's start with our two computers. Now, all computers you buy today have an Ethernet port, which we're going to use to connect the computers together using unshielded twisted pair cable and RJ45 connectors, RJ45 and UTP cable. Now the UTP cable looks like this, if you've probably already seen it, and the Ethernet ports you can see on the back of here look like that, and we just plug them into there. Now this is what we call a network switch or a hub, which we're going to look at in a second. So a lot of people think that you can just connect the two computers together using the cable. That's not the way you do it. Not the way you do it, because to do it you need a special cable called a crossover cable, and that's not normally what you buy. And if you did it that way anyway, it wouldn't really be a network, because you'd only be able to have those two computers. So let's rub that out. So to connect them together we use another device, which is called used to be a hub. Now they're usually switches, so this is a hub or a switch. Let me just make it a little bit bigger. And I just showed you one of those, and that is equipped with Ethernet ports. Now the one I had 5 on it. You can have 10 port, 4 port, 20 port. You can, not only that, you can actually cascade these together to make them even bigger. So all we do now is we connect our computers into our hub using the RJ45 cables. So just to remind you, this is our hub or our switch. Now they are different, hub and switches are different, you can't tell by looking at them. They have different functionality, but from our standpoint, both of them will do the job. They will allow us to connect 2 or more computers together. So now, if we have a third computer, again with our Ethernet and RJ45, we can just connect it into here, and now we have a network of 3 computers. So all these computers can talk together via this device, which we call a hub or a switch. So today you buy switches rather than hubs. Okay, so now we need to connect our computers to the internet, and to do that we need another device which is called a router. Which we call a heart. Now that has a Ethernet port as well, and we just connect that into our switch here. Now the router is connected to the internet over here. Now it connects into a modem, and what it connects into after this depends really on your configuration, because you can connect to the internet using your telephone line, you can use a cable modem, or you can use satellite. So there's various ways. Now I use a telephone line, so I'm going to show you the telephone scenario. So the modem connects into a filter, and the filter connects onto the telephone line, which in my case connects to my provider, which is BT, and then let's just get rid of that a bit, and BT connects me onto the internet there. Okay, now the purpose of this filter is to separate the router signals, the digital signals, from the analog signals. So coming out of this filter you'll find you've got another port here for our standard telephone here that sits on here. So this filter separates the digital signals from the telephone signals, and our modem takes our signal from our router and puts it onto our telephone line via the filter. So okay, now we've got our computers connected to the hub, connected to the router, connected through a modem, through a filter, onto your provider, your what we call the ISP, Internet Service Provider, which in my case is British Telecom, which connects you to the internet. So let's just finish off by adding in some wireless here, and so we're going to have another computer here. We put it down at the bottom here, and that's going to have a wireless adapter. There's my antenna and giving out signals. Now, to connect that onto our network, we need another device which we call what do you call it? Wireless access point, or WAP. That's it, wireless access point. And that obviously has a aerial sticking out of it, so these two can talk to each other like that. Now that connects via Ethernet into our hub. So now our computers talking to our WAP, talking to our hub, talking to our router, off to the internet. So now we've successfully added a wireless device into this configuration. Now it might look like you need several devices here. You need a hub, a wireless access point, a router, a modem, and a filter. I haven't actually got a filter to show you. Oh, actually I might have, but I'll have a quick look in my bag in a minute. But what I've got is the router, and here is my router, and you can see here the router's actually got several Ethernet ports on the back of it, and it's also got a plug for a telephone. It's also got a thing for connecting to the internet. It's broadband on here, you probably can't read it. What you can't see inside, it's got an aerial. So this router is actually a multifunctional device, so I don't need all of these devices, because this router here is handful of pens. It's our modem, it's our router, and it's our hub, and it's our wireless access point. So it's actually 4 devices all into in one little box. So let me just scrub this out and show you what we really have in our, well, what I have in my network, and what you probably have in your network. There's our router back again. Our router connecting directly into our filter. Our computers connecting directly into our router, and our wireless computers connecting into our router there. So I have a single device, which is the router, which actually functions as a hub or a switch, and also functions as a wireless access point, so I can connect Ethernet equipped devices or wireless equipped devices off to the internet. So that's the end of the video. I hope it's made connecting computers together and connected those computers to the internet a little easier for you, and you sort of understand the basics of it a bit more. And till the next video, bye.